simply imagine it or envision it before you do it. And that the fall of the Wall of Jericho occurred just prior to the crossing. It was Joshua who led the 44,000 foot soldiers um, to cross the Jordan River, um, which and the crossing of the Jordan River, by the way, mirrors or is akin to the great separating of the Red Sea, where Moses led the Exodus, God's people, and successfully crossed the Red Sea that separated conveniently to lead them to the other side, and that Red Sea did crash in and wash away Pharaoh and his army, permitting exodus from that peonage slavery, slave ship of God's people. Historically, that the crossing of the Jordan River, where the Jordan separated, it permitted this similarly. But whether it existed now, I have in my studies and memories, moreover, I've uncovered particularities in physics that no one has been made aware of, to my knowledge, other than very few individuals understand the perception of time itself. Where if you're speaking in the mind's eye concept, and the other thing is if God itself, including heaven and hell, is in the mind or not. My opinion, I trust and believe in that there is an intelligent creature called the Lord that created everything, that sees everything that's going on. Now, am I going to fight that or argue it? Heck no. If anybody wants to believe it's in my mind or simply in the mind, I'm not going to argue you either. It is, hey, if it's in my mind, then there you go. It is how I feel it is, right? Part of that part, so am, but understanding that time is material, and what material could it possibly be? And I look to my memories and that feed my belief, how much we've been lied to. I'm not going to hold accountable purported enemas that if it's a reptile, how am I gonna feed it its own shit? It's already there, right? But the lyrics that I helped co-write in the Jars of Clay song, and the lyrics are, if I can't swim after 40 days and my mind is crushed by the crashing waves, lift me up so high that I cannot fall, lift me over. Lift me up, no one knows what that means. Co-writing the song, we were told and explained that CERN, which is one of a few time machines that can only move backward in time. It doesn't move in any direction other than back. It cannot move, to our knowledge and understanding, it cannot move time back more than 40 days. Now, if it did, that would either be or need the requirement of a celestial or divine intervention by the Lord, hence the Lord, so be it. Um, Co-writing this song, I recently watched the film Dimensions also. Everybody should see it. It looks like an independent film, but it's where children went into a well and disappeared because the well, inside the well was it was actually a time machine. Um, and there's a scene in the middle of the film that actually depicts the uh, uh, the time machine or whatever it was. It actually shows the scene of material like recreating itself during a time change, and it looked like the character was emanating through mud, and it spurred my memory of the lyrics in the song by Joseph Clay, but that my understanding is time is a form of water. I have a greater point. And what if time is a very intelligent form of water that we cannot touch or see or sense? But that, and if you see the film Abyss, what if time is that intelligent space creature in the film that formed intelligently formed water, um, and or something similar, but that the crossing of the Jordan River was like instructions to open the third eye. Is it relevant if the enemy is all on us? Through the mind, and it is through the mind. Like we are all hooked up to the cloud. The cloud, we had to use code words at the clown center when we made disclosures, so that I mean, it would have taken a genius or a psychic to figure it out, but it says it in 1 Corinthians 1 and 2 that everyone had to wear scarves over their head coverings over their head because we were all baptized in the cloud, and meaning we're all hooked up to their sky satellite. The cloud is a code word for sky satellite that collects all our data and stuff and beams it into supercomputers to disseminate. Y'all should look at that cognitive liberty neural weapons video talking about how we're all hooked up. What I understand is they take the babies, and when they take the baby, when you and albeit mistakenly give birth at the hospital, that's what they're doing. They're microchipping the baby now. Whether they kill and replace the physician staff with um, a bot that's been specifically just trained to microchip the baby, or whether it's the physician staff itself. They are sworn to secrecy. If they're in the CIA and were inducted as such, just like your celebrities have to sign a blood oath contract not to reveal that they're actually implicated in child sacrifice. If they ever try to come forward with the truth of how the music is made and how the celebrity is actually cloned that you watch on TV, and that everything's plagiarized, and it is done through child sacrifice. I was the child that was sacrificed to make myself and Donald Marshall and my family to make their Hollywood stuff, uh, and was tortured, held for ransom to create their stuff, and denied credit and raped and tortured in my sleep to create their stuff. Donnie talks about it. Um, and this is what's going on. The science community calls local fields of electricity that your brain gives off. They don't even need to microchip you. In fact, in order to target you, they can literally affect your environment around you to affect your mental mind and shape. Um, but reading the book of Joshua was my first interpretation to understand how to limit the AI and the beast access to my thoughts. It's like Paul said, I feed babies milk. Now it seems very mundane. Baby steps. You have to start somewhere. Now, if you have tried everything, you, when all else fails, try the Lord's word.